talking about Texas State? Who's talking about Central Michigan? Who's talking about Akron? Who's talking about the other schools who might not be the top of the tier, but are still giving you the college football you love to bet on? Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is Campus Kickoff.
It. They're bunched up in the end zone. It's tipped up. It's caught. It is caught. Jawan Jennings.
And the ball is free. It's picked up by Michigan State's Jalen Watts Jackson. And he scores on the last play of the game.
Well. If it isn't, Sharps back on another weekday to cover more sports and more specifically the world of college football. I'm McDilly from the Sharps Sports Network, and I have had an epiphany over the past couple of days that maybe, just maybe, we're not giving you enough football. And maybe last year we didn't give you enough, and maybe this year we weren't going to give you enough, but all that can die because here's the thing. Just because you're not the top of the barrel, just because you're not the high elite profile game of the week, and we can only cover 8 to 10 in the regular pod, doesn't mean that there isn't a big game or other big games to bet on, because you know how the world of betting is. You can make money anywhere. Just ask me and Tyler with Delaware State. So every Tuesday, the plan is to get, the other games that are going to be going on Thursday, on Friday, that we won't be able to preview on Saturday. And then we'll still give you the recap shows on Wednesday and the other normal podcasts on Saturdays. So this is just an hour and a half to just talk football, college football primarily, and what is going on all around the world of college football. And every week we'll try to bring somebody on so I'm not alone. And obviously, week 1, who better to bring on than the man himself? The man who quite literally does it all behind the scenes and in front of the scenes, whatever you need him to do. And he just happens to be the brother of mine as well. From Sharp Sports Network as well, it is Tycho. Yeah.
I don't know how much I'm going to be needed. I don't know how necessary I am. I don't know how useful I'll be episode 1, but I feel like as the weeks go on, I will be more and more involved. I'll be here most every week behind the scenes, but we'll see. We'll see what's happening here. But week 1 of college football, I have to be here. There's no other place I'd rather be right now than talking about college football.
You know what I mean? Because now you're talking about college football. Then you're realizing once you wake up tomorrow is college football. So you're already in that headset or that mindset right now. So it's beautiful. And we got a nice little new logo, nice little shindig here. This is still Sharp Sports Network affiliated, but the goal here is to just have a little safe space to talk college football. I mean, who doesn't love that?
This is a safe space for college.
Yes.
You want to hop in, you want to talk, make sure you guys go on YouTube, watch on YouTube, comment on YouTube. We can get your comments in on the show. If you want to join in the conversation, just be my guest. If you think that your school matters, fucking comment and tell me why your school matters.
And I'll tell you how it does it.
Maybe. I'll tell you how it does or how it doesn't. We'll see. We'll get there. When we cross that bridge, we will get there. I don't know where it's starting, where it's ending today, but Dylan, the floor is entirely yours.
Well, Tyler, we're pretty much just going to start and end with week 1. We're not going to obviously get into the biggest of the biggest games, but there's still 155 college football games that are taking place on week 1, Tyler. And I can tell you right now, I bet we can find something to bet on. Yeah, I bet we can find something to bet on. Pull out your wallet and get ready. But here's what we're going to do on this podcast right here. And this is for every week, okay? Just because we're expanding our palette to games does not mean we have to expand our wallets. That's the motto, okay? You with me, Ty?
I'm behind it.
All right. So that's basically the smart way of saying
expand your palette, not your wallet.
Correct. Don't be stupid. That's the best way to put it. All right. We're going to start it off here, obviously, on Thursday. And the biggest game that I believe will be taking place on said Thursday is Minnesota, North Carolina. Now, this is an odd that, Tyler, I know you're going to want to come in here because North Carolina is your boys. I know you love your baby Blues, and that's your team that you love to ride.
I do.
They came in here as an underdog, but as the days have progressed and the money has come in on the Tar Heels, they have now moved to a 1.5 point favorite going into Minnesota. Now, we know that they have one of the best running backs in the nation with Omari and Hampton, and their wide receivers are still there. But the question looming is now the new quarterback, and can he get the job done?
I always have trust in the coach. I really do. They've had the same guy there for a while now. He's consistent, but the program itself just teeters on wins and losses every week, I feel like. And it's always close with North Carolina. So 1.5 makes a lot of sense, but I have no respect for Minnesota, so UNC just comes down to that. I have no respect for Minnesota personally.
I have a play in this game that I think that you will like. Over under 49.5 points. I like the under in this game. I think North Carolina is going to be very run heavy. Minnesota tries to be pass heavy, and they're just not really good at it. And if you're going to give me near 50 points, half a point short of it, I'm going to take the under in that game. So my first official play here is I'm going to take the under in this football game.
Absolutely love it. And that would be the play that I'd ride. Definitely.
Boom.
UNC early in the season, I don't know about taking them. I don't know. The transfer portal, everything, it's iffy. But under, yeah, no, I like the under for sure.
I think that, and we'll probably see this a lot, I think a lot of in the early games, the money will sway into just the higher profile named school, like UNC. So people are like, I don't know who to bet on. UNC, they're normally top 25 every year. Bet on them. You know what I mean? And a lot of people can take advantage of that with money. So make sure you guys look out for that as well. All right, Ty. Let's keep it moving. See, there's a lot of 40, 35-point spreads in week one that I feel like you can take advantage of, but I'm not going to point out every one because we'll be here all fucking day. So the next game that I want to get into is number 12 ranked Utah playing Southern Utah. This game is also on Thursday, taking place at 9 o'clock. Now, the big question here with Utah and this Utah team here against a Southern Utah team that they're supposed to spank is how electric will this offense be? How firing on all cylinders will they be? Will Cam Rising, will the second, third-year wide receivers continue to be as good as they are with a returning defense of, I think, 9 players? Correct me if I'm wrong there. I am not one to do this often, Tyler, but I am going to take Utah minus 38.5 points. I just think they're going to win by 50. I think they're going to stomp on Utah State. I'm not advertising for you to come with me on this, but I'm going to take Utah minus 38.5 points. Call me crazy. Okay, we got a UNC cover in there. And you know what? Here's the thing on the UNC. If UNC does cover, it's the field goal. And I think you can agree with me, Tyler, where you feel fucking great on that, because if they do win this game, it's going to be close.
That's exactly what I said. That's just how these North Carolina games seem to go. It's just close all the time. So, I mean, the UNC cover, point and a half, that's something UNC can cover.
That is very true. I got a question for you, because I know we talked about these big covers and this and that just a minute ago, but there is one of these games that is sticking out to me like a sore thumb, Tyler, and it seems like an easy cover. And I need you to be Mr. Vegas and tell me if I'm
yeah. A trap
Yes.
or no trap
Yes.
kind of call right here. All right, what do you got?
Number 11 ranked Murray is getting minus 47.5 point favorite against Murray State.
Are you tripping because it's Murray and Murray State?
No, Missouri. Sorry. Did I say Murray?
Yeah, you said the same thing twice.
It's number 11 ranked Missouri getting 47.5 points against Murray State. I don't have to advocate for Murray State here, but
feels right, but it also feels like something you just don't bet.
Is that what it is?
It's too many points for week 1.
That's why I'm like, oh, so that you would take that plus 47.5, right? Because it's 47.5 points.
Yeah, I guess I would.
So I'm going to do that. He's got it at 49.5.
Shout out Mr. Blackstar taking it at 49.5.
So Mr. Blackstar has it at 49.5. That's exactly what I'm doing because whatever odds I'm getting here, I don't think Missouri scores 50 points. Okay, they might score 42.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's my second lock or third lock of the day. Give me that. Easy. In the bank. All right, Tyler, this is just for you. So get on in here. Only if you want to play. Because you are an alumni. Fire up chips.
Not really. A couple semesters, but we'll still fire up.
Central Michigan.
What there? Who we playing?
Home
Who we playing week 1?
Central Connecticut.
Oh, jeez.
But they are getting 31.5 points as the favorite. How do you feel about this game? Over under 51.5.
Under. Just take the under because Central doesn't really know how to throw the ball most every year. So they're just going to run the ball anyways. So they'll probably win like 34-10 or some shit, 34-7 or some shit like that. But it'll be an under. I just say take the under. That's all I got.
I have no bet on the game. I just wanted to know if
they haven't had a quarterback since even before I was there. So it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been bad.
One that can throw at least. They have a couple that could run, but none that can throw.
You're not wrong. But we're going to move over to Friday. And Friday, we have a team that, if you guys do not know, we are both pretty big fans of. And that is the Michigan State Spartans. Yes, we are Spartan fans. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. It won a national championship. I just watched a 72-minute Netflix documentary on how Connor Stalions is a fucking cheater. I don't want to hear it, okay?
Okay, I haven't watched it yet, but I just want to touch on that for a second. I heard that if you go into it thinking that Michigan didn't do anything wrong, that you don't really care, and you come out of it thinking they didn't do anything wrong. But if you go into it thinking they're a bunch of scumbag cheaters, that when you come out of it, you also still think they're a bunch of scumbag cheaters. Like I've heard that from what they give you, it doesn't like make you think one way or the other. Like how you go into it is how you're going to come out of it. Because
after watching it, Tyler, here's what I'll tell you. I'll tell you this. One, I think that Jim Harbaugh genuinely didn't know. I genuinely believe that. I genuinely think he did not know. But two, I think that I can still claim that Connor Stalions, who represented the University of Michigan, doing everything in his physical power to cheat for them, I can still call them a bunch of cheaters. I think both things.
It's wild how he ended the documentary saying he'd do it all over again.
Uh-huh.
I saw that clip.
Because they won the fucking natty. So he's like, at the end of the day, you know.
I mean, I guess why not do it all over again?
All right, Michigan State,
Yeah.
FAU. Minus 13.5 points after Aiden Childs, the starting quarterback, said, if you are betting on this game, bet the over because he is promising points. The over-under on this game is 45.5 points.
You want to put all right, there's a couple options here. You either put your dick on the table.
Right.
Big Sparty energy to start the season. You trust the quarterback. You trust what he saw in practice and all this shit. And you go big dick energy, Spartans on the spread, and you bet the over. Or you just bet the over because the quarterback knows exactly why he's been doing so good in practice, and that's because his defense is complete booty cheeks, and he is just knowing that there's going to be a lot of points in this game because he's getting a lot of points in practice.
Is it weird that I want to bet the 14 or 13.5, but not the over? Like, I feel like we're going to win like 24-7.
Like he's not doing what he thought he was going to do, but there's defense will hold up a little bit.
That's how I feel, and that's where I'm at. I'm just going to – my bet for this game is just going to be Michigan State minus 13.5 points.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, I feel like that's the smarter play, but I also feel like
if you want to put your dick on the table, look, I'm not gonna stop
if
you.
he's trying to tell me that the defense is not good by saying that, and he's trying to warn everybody, like, yo, defense is not it's pretty shaky this year, so you guys are gonna have to prepare yourselves. Then in that case, the over is a safe bet.
Yes.
But I like the Michigan State on the spread for sure.
So which one are you taking? What are you doing?
If I had to make one play, I'll take Michigan State instead of because I don't trust Florida Atlantic to get points.
Not a bad play.
Sorry, this isn't basketball.
They're pretty good at basketball, aren't they?
Yeah, but this is not basketball. Moving on.
Final game of the Friday that I want to talk about because this spread I think is pretty intriguing. We got TCU and Stanford. Two teams that I believe are going to be middle level tier that could poke out. Stanford obviously now in the ACC and TCU in the Pac-12. Minus 9.5 point TCU favorite going into Stanford. Now, bear with me, people. I smell an upset. And now, the safe play here when I smell this upset would be to take the plus 9.5 points. But I'm feeling like putting my dick on the table. So, in this unranked versus unranked game.
There better be a few reasons here.
At Friday at 10.
help people get to where you're at.
Well, first off, Stanford has recruited another high-profile running back, and every single year they've had a high-profile running back going back to McCaffrey. They've been a top 25 team. And I know everyone's going to go, yeah, but that was the coach that got him there. And you're right to an extent, but they're also in a new conference, which means that if they're in a new conference and they're in a new what's the word I'm looking for? God damn it. And they're in a new regime, then I think that this team is going to come out week 1 and make a statement. I think they're going to run the ball down TCU's throat at home under the lights Friday night at 10:30. I'm going to take Stanford money line and give me the dancing tree.
Yeah, give me those points.
Take the plus 9.5.
Throw those points at my face, and I will take them all day. But I can't back the money line.
Hey man, I gotta do it now. I gotta test the waters. And then
you do. You gotta test it early. I don't.
Week 1.
I'm not blaming you. I'm just saying it's a little bit of a stretch for me this early, knowing nothing about them at all.
Okay. Another game that I want to talk about that I have in my notes that I wanted to bet on here is Saturday at 12 o'clock with another unranked matchup. Virginia Tech and Vanderbilt. Now, Virginia Tech is a team that I think has an actual chance at making a run at an ACC championship this year, and a Vanderbilt team that I think is just bad, god-awful.
Always bad. You mean
and Virginia Tech is getting minus 13.5 points like MSU, and I have a strong feeling they are going to win this game by a comfortable amount of touchdowns, so I'm going to take Virginia Tech minus 13.5 points.
Yeah, you can back that truck up right into my driveway and my money into the back of that dump truck and send that bitch off because that's exactly what I'm riding to. Vanderbilt never stands a chance against anyone that's even worth half a shit. So give me all of it. I'd take 14 if it was 14, 15, but I'll take it. I'll take Virginia Tech.
Yeah. Okay, next game we'll talk about here. And Tyler, I'm going to let you be the first guy here if you want to touch this or not.
Yeah, give it to me.
Number 8, Penn State, going to unranked West Virginia. And Penn State is only favored 8.5 points. Over under 51.5.
I'm sorry, 8.5?
Correct.
Going to West Virginia?
Correct. And I'm looking at the player passing. Drew Aller's playing. Looking at the rushing. Singleton's playing. Receiving. Harrison's playing. Tyler. Yeah, they don't have any big injuries. So, 8.5 points.
Huh. That's interesting.
Very interesting. West Virginia is supposed to be good, but they're not supposed to be top of the conference good. They're supposed to be, I would say,
I'd say right now that's a line to watch for me. I wouldn't put anything on it right now.
Okay.
That's a line that I'd watch, and closer to Saturday, I definitely eye that. It's still around 8. If it moves up, like I feel like money's going to come in on Penn State for sure, and you're going to get closer to 9, 9.5.
That's why I wanted to touch this now.
Yeah, come kickoff, you probably get closer to 9.5, 10 maybe. So I would. That's a line I'd watch, but I wouldn't do anything yet.
So okay,
If I can get West Virginia at like a 10 spot, I'll take that. But if it moves down in the opposite direction, I'll take Penn State anywhere it's like around 6. Like give me a touchdown.
Okay, I like that. So here's what I'll do. I'll put this game right here for Saturday, because this game will be Saturday at 12, right?
100%.
And we'll come back to it and we'll see what the spread is.
Yeah, we'll reevaluate.
Boom. I love that.
Speaking of reevaluating, if you've ever wanted to reevaluate why you keep losing all your bets and you completely just suck, you can't figure shit out and you don't know what to do, hit up the Sharps app. There's nothing else I can tell you, so let me just let Josh do the work for me.
Sports bettors, you need to download Sharps, the better social network. With Sharps mobile app, you can tailor your friends' bets with one click. See a bet you like? Just click the whale tail icon and boom, it will open in your corresponding sportsbook. Sharps securely connects to major sportsbooks like FanDuel, MGM, Caesars, and more, so you can not only track your bets, but share your bets in creative ways. So gather the degens, download Sharps for free, and join our fast-growing sports betting community.
All right, people. Let's get back into it. Back to the games before we get into the bigger games. Tyler, you might be mad at me because this might be a big game, but I feel like we need to talk about it right now. Saturday at 3:30. Unranked Florida is home to number 19 ranked Miami, Florida. The spread right now, courtesy of FanDuel, is 2.5 points. The favorite is Miami. Over under 54.5.
My lord.
And I want to remind you before you make a pick, Graham Mertz is still the quarterback at Florida.
Yeah, I believe you.
And Cam Ward, the transfer quarterback, is now the quarterback over at Miami. From NC State, I believe.
I mean, I would just take the over and just watch this game. Fun.
Okay, I only bring this up because I feel like Miami, Florida, minus 2.5 points. Easy. Not easy, because it's never easy in the world of college football. So I take that back. But I just feel like if you look at this fucking U team, right? Every year you want to come in since 2017 with excitement that they're going to be back to the turnover chain, wearing just hype beast team. And then they go do things that they did last year and lose games because they forget what the clock is. So, you know, this is the first time where I feel like I have genuine hype going into this team because they finally got Tyler Van Dyke off the squad. And Miami's going to come out here, and I like these 2.5 points that I'm getting. That's my case.
I like it. I like the reasoning and everything. I can support that. I just think that I'd just take the over and watch both these offenses go for it. That's what I
think that's not a bad idea.
That's exactly what I'm going to do.
Just watch both these offenses air it out, just duel it out. I mean, if you take the over and watch that, that's never a bad way to watch football. Unless it's 7-7 at halftime, and then you just turn the game off. We'll move on.
Ain't too much. Ain't too much.
All right.
Pushing it.
I'm trying to look at some other games without touching into any of the big games here. This is one we can easily dabble in. Number 9 Michigan is playing unranked Fresno State. And some people would call this a big game because they're the defending champions, and some people would say it's not because this is one of the biggest fall-offs from a defending national championship team to a current team in back-to-back years in a long time. So we got Michigan getting 21.5 points against Fresno State at home at the Big House, and the over-under for this game is 45.5 points, Tyler.
What's the spread again?
21.5 points for Big Blue.
Wasn't there a thing last year where they didn't cover the spread?
They didn't cover big spreads. So what would you classify this as?
Big, I guess. Technically, this ain't that big, but they lost so much that there's so many questions, but it's Michigan. So, like, I mean, I'd take Michigan on the spread. They're just going to pound the shit out of them.
Look, I feel like Fresno State should be in this game in the first half, and I'll be sitting comfortable at 21.5 points. And then it's just a situation of, does Michigan run the ball down their throat enough in the second half to cover? Do you know what I mean?
They're going to destroy them physically.
That's what I feel like you're looking at there. So, contrary to popular belief, I'm not going to touch the spread, and I'm going to touch the over-under and take over 45.5 points. I think Fresno was going to try to keep them in this game at halftime by getting enough points, and then Michigan getting.
Dylan, you got to flip.
Under?
Heck yeah.
So you think Michigan's going to cover?
Michigan, come on, they're not going to start throwing the ball to take the lead.
If the game is, let's say how the game is supposed to be. Let's say it's like 14-10 Michigan at halftime, right? Then they're going into second half, and only 3 touchdowns need to be scored for them to cover.
Dylan, you know how good their defense is, bro? You think the other team's going to have fucking 10 at halftime? You're hilarious. It'll probably be 21-0, and they just ran the ball the entire first half. That's how it's probably going to go. They're all defense. They have a very good defense.
They are not all defense. They have 2 players that are high profile on defense. They have Sweat and Will Howard.
You're not telling me they're high profile offense. They're defense. They're just defense. They're primarily defense, is what I'm saying. So,
Correct.
Like, I don't expect a lot of points from Florida, and Michigan will run the ball. So I think that you're going to get an under. Like, you get like a what's the over under? 40 what?
45.
45. So like even a 31-10 is only 41 points. So that's where I feel like you'd end up.
I don't think it's going to be like shit. Now I don't know what to do, and I don't want to touch it.
Well, it's just my thought process. I just don't think it's a good idea to take the over.
I don't want to touch it right now. And this is a 7 o'clock game, so we'll come back to it Saturday. That's where I'm at. I'm scared now. You've said too much, and now I don't know what to do, and I'm scared.
I feel like I needed to. So.
I appreciate it, because I would have made a fucking blind play.
All right.
All right. I do want to talk about this game, even though it is on Monday. Number 10, which I don't think is going to still be number 10, Florida State, who just lost to Georgia Tech in the Week 0 matchup in Dublin, is getting 15.5 points as a favorite against Luke's ACC champion, Boston College. Do you have any thoughts on this, Tyler, just off the bat?
No,
none at all?
No.
Okay. I have a couple. One, I think that if Castellanos throws the ball as much as we think that he's going to throw the ball, and Florida State doesn't throw the ball as much as they don't run the ball, you have a strong case to give Boston College 15.5 points. But there's also strong factors on the other side. I think the factors on the other side you have to look at are, 1, Florida State's coming off of an unranked loss. They're going to be pissed. 2, their first home game with the whole tomahawk chop at 7:30 under the lights is not going to help Boston College at all. So, when you put both things into factor, I'm going to look at this game. Shit. Now I don't know what to do. I made a great case for both sides.
What are you doing to yourself here, buddy?
What am I doing to myself? All right. Florida State needs this game. But I'm going to take Boston College 15.5. That's my play. That's my play. Final play. Final offer.
I'm not playing. Yeah, that's for sure.
You sure?
I am positive.
All right, fine. I won't get you to bite. Jesus. Sorry. I just saw a 56-point spread, and I wasn't ready for that.
How many more do you can do that many more?
I was going to say, I think we just have 1 or 2 more. Nope. We got 1 more. Final game. All right. Was going to my notes, and I had 1 more game that I wanted to pick on a lock. Boise State minus 12.5 points going to Georgia Southern. I want to take Boise State minus 12.5 points all day, every day. I think this is the best Boise State offense that they have had in quite some time. They now have, Tyler knows this very well, Malachi Nelson in at quarterback. He is an absolute machine. Last year, he was the backup over for Caleb Williams, who won the Heisman. And now we have somebody, goddamn, Tyler, running back.
Gene.
He's also a dog. And I like Boise State. The fact that they're only getting 12.5 points against a Georgia Southern team when they should easily win the Mountain West, I find crazy. So Boise State minus 12.5.
That's the play.
Boom.
You're damn right. That's the play. Yeah.
All right.
Never.
I'm glad we're on the same page there, brother. I knew you would be because for those of you who don't know, Tyler has a dynasty of Boise State in college football, and he likes Gene Tree.
I think anybody knew
Ashton
that.
Gene Tree.
The entire offense. Thank you very much. Entire offense. Plus a little bit of the quarterback, but most of the offense is him.
You're not wrong. And those are all the games that we are covering right now. And if you want to see all of the top 25 high-profile games, make sure that you guys tune in to the pod on Saturday, and that is where we will be covering those. Like I said in the beginning, I'm going to break it down one more time. Saturdays, 10:30, you're getting all of the games that we will be previewing, whether they are top 25 high-profile matchups in college and the entire slate of NFL when that starts, not this week, but the following week. You'll also be getting all the news that will be coming on for MLB when playoffs will be coming on. That will still be happening there as long as UFC and any other sports news that happens there. You'll be getting majority of that all Saturday. Wednesdays, around 6:30 Eastern time, that will be your recap show. Recaps of all the NFL games, recaps of all the college games, and recaps of any other sports that happened over that weekend. And then on Tuesdays, like you're seeing today, this is when we will come on and cover the rest of the college football that we cannot talk about on Saturdays. So if you want to make sure that you follow along with us, make sure that you follow us on X. Make sure that you follow us on Instagram. Make sure that you follow us on YouTube. Make sure you like, make sure you follow, make sure you comment so that you can stay tuned. Turn on the bell for notifications so that every time that we're live, you can see it. That is at Sharps Sports Network. We appreciate it very much. Tycho, you got anything you want to drop to the people?
No, sir. I think you covered everything.
All right. Download the Sharps app on the App Store. Promo code Tycho011. Thank you very, very much. We appreciate you. And will we see them tomorrow, Tyler? We're going to see them Saturday.
Oh, we'll see them Saturday, but then after that, we will see them every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday until it's fucking Valentine's Day. So get ready.
Get ready. Have a good one. See ya. Adios. Peace. Ah.